On this episode of Goofing Off,
Kyle brings us another face-off review.
Movie Snobs is back with new films.
And the Ghost Pepper is back for revenge.
Hey Goofs, this is Brendan, Mike, Dom, Cam, and Kyle here.
What's going on?
And last semester, Mike and I at least decided to eat some ghost peppers. As a matter of fact, let's show a quick clip of that.
Please! Stop! Really? I thought rice and peppers kind of go well together. Don't do that.
Sadly, with as much fun as we have, it never really aired. So I decided, hey, I went through all that once. Let's do it one more time and put everyone else through it too.
Let's go, bro.
So here we give you the revenge of the ghost pepper.
Why?
All right, everyone, pick up your peppers.
I don't
Hello,
want to.
my old friend.
And
I don't want to.
In 3, 2, 1. No.
Oh, it's as hot as before. Cameron, describe your feelings about the ghost pepper. Oh,
You guys all right?
oh no. Sweet,
I want to laugh and scream and cry at the same time.
Why did I do this to myself again? Ice cream, save me.
Nothing can save you.
I'm good.
Whoa, it gets worse.
I'm good.
No, you're not.
No one likes you, Mike.
Cameron's back. I'm just down this ice cream because every time the ice cream leaves my mouth, an inferno of hotness just takes over,
Same with the milk.
and I can't have there not be ice cream in my mouth for more than a second.
I never wanted to experience ice cream like that.
I can't do it. Yes, you can, Cameron.
Very good.
You can't spell Cameron without the first 2 letters of can.
Well, I gotta be honest, Brendan, you did a lot better this time than you did last time.
I was prepared for it this time.
Unfortunately, you are crying again.
Whenever I hear the words of the ghost pepper speaking deep into my stomach saying, "You shouldn't have done this," it just brings me to tears. It's so beautiful. Hello, darkness, my I can't see. It's so hot.
Time to talk with you again.
I'm going down.
Well, I gotta say, compared to our last test, this went a lot better.
I don't want more milk, but at the same time, I don't want the milk to stop.
Cameron's subtle cues of death as we ignore him.
I'm just
You
rubbing.
can do it, Cameron.
Channel your inner spirit animal.
Just rubbing the ice cream on my lips.
My spirit animal's a baby seal. A baby seal couldn't handle this.
I think my lips are melting the ice cream.
It's actually quite a sight.
Ah! Why is this so hot?
Why did
Oh, I want to go away.
So, for everybody here at Goofing Off, this was the Hot Pepper Challenges. All of it. We don't know if we'll do it again for the 3rd time, maybe.
We won't.
Carolina Reaper next.
Carolina Reaper. Awesome. I'm game.
Done.
I'm game.
Oh, just mess.
Bye, guys.
See you
Thanks
later,
for
guys.
watching the Goofing Off Hot Pepper Revenge Challenge. We're all gonna go to the hospital.
I didn't cry as much as I thought.
welcome back to the second episode of Goofing Off. I'm Andrea Ash.
And I'm Brendan O'Hara. So, where were you last week?
Well, you see, I was on my way to the studio, but something happened.
What do you mean something happened?
Well, I was coming down the stairs and I heard you calling my name from the basement. Brendan, is that you? Brendan? Brendan?
But I was in the studio.
Well, that's not what I heard.
Okay, well let's just jump into our first segment, which is Face Off.
Hello everyone, I'm Kyle Glockner, and welcome back to another episode of Face Off, where I take two games, compare their mechanics, and determine which one stands out on top. For those who don't know, the Pokemon franchise is celebrating its 20th anniversary this year. Now, as a huge Pokemon fan myself, I cannot be more excited for everything this year has in store for Pokemon. But I think we need to take a step back to the beginning. That's right, on this episode of Face Off, I'm going to be comparing the classics, Red and Blue versus Gold and Silver. Let's get started. The first generation of Pokemon games are still held as the greatest games in the franchise by many, and for good reason. These games are beautifully designed as the first entries of the series and set the bar high for RPGs to follow. Let's start with the battle mechanics. In Red and Blue, there were 15 different types that a Pokemon could have, each having a potential advantage or disadvantage over another type. A good example is the Golden Trio of Grass, Fire, and Water. Battling is the main focus of the game, with the main plot being to take on the 8 type-specific gym leaders in order to obtain their badges so that you can take on the ultimate challenge, the Pokemon League. There are multiple ways a player can go about doing this, either by powering their way through with their favorite Pokemon, or finding a Pokemon with a type advantage over the gym leader, which the game makes very simple. In each area before the gym, players can find at least one Pokemon that has direct type advantage over the next gym leader, making for excellent type placement. While battling is the core mechanic in Pokemon, the game has other goals for the player to achieve. Throughout their journey, the player will take on Team Rocket, a group of Pokemon thieves led by a man named Giovanni at various points during their adventure, and are forced to put a stop to their evil actions in order to progress at certain points. The overarching goal of these games is catching and categorizing all 151 Pokemon in the Kanto region, including legendary and mythical Pokemon. Now, as only one person with only one copy of one version of the game, this task is impossible. Pokemon is a franchise that brings people together, and one of the ways it does this is through its trading system. Red and Blue each have certain Pokemon that are unique to their world, which forces players to trade amongst their friends in order to truly catch them all. There are even some Pokemon like Haunter and Kadabra that require trading to evolve into the more powerful forms of Gengar and Alakazam. Considering these games' masterpieces would be an understatement, but let's just see how their sequels hold up. Released 2 years later in 1999, Pokemon Gold and Silver version took the player to the all-new Johto region and introduced not only 100 brand new Pokemon, but 2 new types, Dark and Steel, bringing the type total to 17 and the Pokemon count to 251. Now, this new type addition made the battle system more complex, but that's not a bad thing at all. This creates more strategy when making your team that Red and Blue didn't have by giving older Pokemon not only new types, but new evolutions as well. Unlike the previous games, however, Gold and Silver were not as generous with type placement. There are only a few instances where the player can find a Pokemon that is directly superior to the next gym leader. But in their defense, these games were made as direct sequels to Red and Blue, and meant to be played by experienced players, so I'll let it slide. Other new features include an in-game clock which allows for real-life accuracy for the new day-night cycle, which features an internal clock running at all times and adjusts the environment depending on the time of day. This new feature added certain events that can only occur at certain hours or on certain days of the week, making it beneficial to check certain areas often at different times. As for the plot of the games, like their predecessors, these games aren't very plot-heavy, except for legendary Pokemon and the return of Team Rocket, who are searching for Giovanni. This is one of the things that makes these games so great. Whereas most RPGs are known for their touching or engaging story, Pokemon games aren't typically too plot-heavy, yet they're some of the best RPGs ever made. These games were much longer than Red and Blue, and even allowed the player to travel back to the region they started in, Kanto. While in Kanto, you can see how the region has changed in 2 years, and you can see the difference between the generations and even take on old and new gym leaders, all leading up to a previous battle with the protagonist, Red. Honestly, between these two games, you can't really choose a winner. Without Red and Blue, Gold and Silver wouldn't have existed, and while yes, you could make that argument about any two games, what I mean by this is that Gold and Silver build off of what Red and Blue started, and managed to improve it no less. So for this battle, there is no winner. Well, what do you think? Do you think Red and Blue are the best, or do you think Gold and Silver take the cake? Be sure to let me know by tweeting me at ZTVGoofingOff using the hashtag FaceOff. Until next time, I'm Kyle Glockner, and I'll see you next time on Face Off.
And it looks like we've made it to our first break.
Don't sweat. When we come back, we have more in store for you.
Like what you see here in Goofing Off? Be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube page. And also check out our Instagram.
Why don't you believe me, Brendan?
Because your story is so unbelievable.
But that's the truth. And then when I went and followed the voice, I was zapped into this other dimension.
All right, So while Andrew's telling me her story, let's jump into Animate. Hello anime fans, I'm Brendan O'Hara and this is Animate. Lately I've been thinking about some of the shows that really got me into anime. Of course there are the classics like Cowboy Bebop, and even non-anime fans my age at least know Dragon Ball Z. But there was one series along with Full Metal Alchemist that really changed my perception about what animation could do. It didn't always have to be giant battles or childish cutesy shows. You could create something so mind-bending and trippy that it would stick with you forever. And that series for me is Satoshi Kon's Paranoia Agent. After working in the film medium for so long and creating reality-blurring stories such as Perfect Blue and Millennium Actress, Satoshi Kon had so many ideas built up that he wanted a quick outlet for his flashes of brilliance, and thus a move to television and Paranoia Agent was born. This series follows a large ensemble cast, but the three characters that get the most story attention are Tsukiko Sagi, a popular character designer and creator of the Hello Kitty equivalent of this world, Moromi, and detectives Keiichi Ikari and Mitsuhiro Maniwa, who are assigned to Tsukiko Sagi after she is supposedly attacked by the main antagonist of the series, Lil Slugger. Not much is known about Lil Slugger, other than he is a young boy in a hoodie and shorts with golden roller skates and his trademark golden baseball bat. As the detectives become obsessive over finding Lil Slugger, more victims begin to appear in an almost random fashion. The only real thing that connects them is the fact that after they were attacked by Little Slugger, their problems seemed to just disappear. The thing that has always stuck with me about this series, other than the epic opening theme, is how every time I watch it, I find something new that I missed in previous viewings that helps me better understand the story. And yes, this series will most definitely take multiple viewings to really understand, especially in the latter parts of the story when things get really weird. Paranoia Agent uses its big-budget animation style and promise to draw you in, but the story and the diversity of each of its characters is really what ties you down and keeps you there for the long haul. Every one of the victims of Lil Slugger is unique in their own way, and whether you want to root for them or kick them in the face, they always have a way to keep your attention. If you haven't already seen this influential series, you should definitely check it out. Other than the headaches from your brain exploding everywhere after the last episode, this is one series you will not regret watching. Who is Lil Slugger? Is there actually more to Moromi that meets the eyes? Why is this old man doing long-form math equations on the ground? And what is even happening here? You'll have to see for yourself to find out. And if you ever find yourself walking alone in the dark and hear a pair of roller skates, I have one suggestion for you. Run away as fast as you can. That's all I've got for you this time. As always, be sure to tweet any thoughts, reactions, or suggestions you might have to our Twitter page at ZTVGoofingOff using the hashtag Animate. Who knows? Your favorite anime might just appear. Until next time, I'm Brendan O'Hara, and this has been Animate.
You know what, Brendan? I don't care if you believe me or not, but I'm telling the truth.
Sure.
Well, whatever. Let's see what Dominic has for us this week on Games on a Budget.
Hi everybody, I'm Dominic Fernelli, and this is Games on a Budget. Today, I'll be looking at the beautiful 2D management game called Kingdom. You start as a random king or queen and stumble upon some coins. After lighting a fire, you're prompted to hire some peasants, give them some tools, and start building. That's the extent of the information the game gives you, and from then on out, all the interface you'll need will be the current contents of your coin pouch and where the sun is in the sky. The minimalist approach the game takes is refreshing and doesn't distract from the gorgeous pixel visuals and chiptune soundtrack. A full run of the game can last several hours. Luckily, the diverse weather and pleasant music keep things visually appealing and fully immersive. When I first played the game, all I wanted to do was run off into the woods and see what I could find. Unfortunately, the trees prevented me from noticing when night fell, and my game was quickly ended when a thief ran off with my crown. That was the end of my reign. and knowing that game over means starting from scratch makes every day tense. Even more so when the attacks on your defenses get worse every night, and random blood moons will cause massive onslaughts you can only hope to survive. Trial and error is an important part of the game, but once you learn the tricks you need to know, surviving can become easy. That is, if your archers ever manage to hit something. Kingdom was published by Raw Fury Games, and is available now on Steam for $9.99. Know of any good cheap games? Like what I had for you today? Be sure to tweet at ZTV Goofing Off using the hashtag GOAB. Until next time, I'm Dominic from L, keeping your wallets full with games on a budget.
And we're back for some more fun and entertainment.
Andrea, why are you talking like that?
Like what? This is how I talk.
Okay, sure. Well, let's see what Cameron has for us this week on Movie Snobs.
Hello everyone, welcome to this episode of Movie Snobs. I'm your host, Cameron Blanton, and I'm with my guests.
Hey everybody, I'm Mike Delagrange.
And today, we'll be talking about Deadpool. But first, spoilers! So Mike, what did you think about Deadpool?
Okay, so let's see. I've wanted to see Deadpool on the screen for a while now. The thing I have with Deadpool is it's a character that everybody knows. Anytime you go to a convention, you see a million Deadpools. So,
And you'll find like 1,000 shirts.
yeah, so apparently from what I've seen with interviews with Ryan Reynolds, this character has been wanted to get on the big screen for almost 10 years now.
Yes, and a lot of people didn't want it because he's so vulgar and violent, and it would have been a rated R movie.
So, luckily enough, when I went into the movie, I didn't think anything would be cut, and I was delightfully surprised at everything. All the jokes were on point. When I was in the theater, with everyone laughed, and what this movie does is it makes you laugh.
It's got those nice one-liners.
It does have the nice one-liners. It makes you feel very specific.
When they are kidnapping the girlfriend, you feel like, oh, is she going to get hurt? Is she going to be fine? Are they just going to hold her there?
With Ajax and Angel, they're one-note villains.
Yeah, Angel was just super strong, and Ajax couldn't feel the pain or anything.
He even catches Ajax in the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, pins him down in a highway with a sword.
Yeah, he pins him down on the highway with a sword, and then Colossus and the Negasonic Teenage War.
Let's just call him the teenager.
Let's just call him the teenager, the Ripley lookalike.
Did enjoy how they cured his cancer, but he looked ugly. It was just his mutation that made him look ugly.
Did I leave the stove on?
What do you think? Do you agree or disagree? Let me know at ZTV Goofing Off using the hashtag MovieSnobs, and we'll see you at the theaters.
Well, we're going to take another break.
We'll be right back. Like what you see here on Goofing Off? Be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube page, and make sure to check us out on Instagram. Welcome back. Well, let's quickly jump into our next segment before Andrea starts back up on her story.
But my story was true.
Let's see what Mainstream Mike has for us.
Hey everybody, I'm Mainstream Mike, your captain of the gaming mainstream. EA, I don't say this a lot, but when you get it right, you really get it right. With that said, let's talk about Unravel. Unravel is a digital-only download available on the PS4 and Xbox One, and it only costs 20 bucks. So is the game worth the price? Actually, yes it is. Unravel is a beautiful game with a unique camera angle that focuses on Yarny while moving from stage to stage, and really makes the player focus on the beautiful backgrounds. The sound in this game is also very calming and very serene with each stage as the sound changes, and it matches the environment perfectly. While playing, this game gets very zen-like. But I've said this before, graphics and sound do not make the game, so what's the story? From what I gathered, each level in this game is a memory of an old woman that Yarny has to run through and pick up little secrets to reveal pictures in a scrapbook. And the message to this 6 to 7 hour story is very simplistic and very heartfelt, and I want you guys to play it for yourselves. Finally, with all that good, what stops this game from hitting my 10 out of 10 rating? Well, unfortunately, it's the platforming. The platforming in this game gets a little tedious after about 2 hours, and the little puzzles are really easy to figure out and don't pose a real challenge to any deep, challenged, experienced player. With that said, my final verdict for Unravel is an 8.5 out of 10. Great visuals, great story, and touching music. I'm Mainstream Mike, saying, see you later, guys.
So this week, our team went to an anime convention.
That's right. We went to ZipCon here at the University of Akron.
Let's take a look.
Hey everybody, I'm Mainstream Mike, your captain of the gaming mainstream, but I'm doing a little something different this time. Today, I am at ZipCon at the University of Akron, and we're gonna see what kind of trouble we can get into. Let's check it out. So I'm here at ZipCon with one of the headliners, the lovely Miss
Amber Lee Connors, and thank you.
You're welcome. So, Amber, one of the first things I ever heard you in was the voice role of Android 18 for Team 4-Star and their abridged series of Dragon Ball. Was that your first official role as a voice actress?
Oh, no. I've been voice acting since 2007. Professionally, I've been doing it since 2009, 2012 is when I started booking more work. But that was my first role with Team 4-Star. Other than, well, technically first really big role because I voiced Schrodinger for them in Hellsing Ultimate Abridged before that.
By the way, go check both those videos out. They're amazing. Another question is, well, you said you started in 2007. How did you really get started? Is this something you always wanted to do? Is it, was it a passion for you?
It definitely turned into a passion. When I was a little girl, I wanted to grow up to be Laura Croft, so it's a little bit different, you know. Actually, when I was 15, 16, I sat down and Googled how to become a voice actor, the magic power of the internet. But I'd always been really big into video games, animation, and eventually anime, so it was something I wanted to try for fun. I ended up finding the voiceactingalliance.com, and through there I did a bunch of audio projects like fan dubs and flash animations and that kind of thing, and then I fell in love with it. I was like, well, I want to do this for the rest of my life, so it's just what I've been working on.
Hello, I am the Joker.
Hi, my name's Harley Quinn.
Well, Mr. Joker, Miss Quinn, I have to ask, is this the first con you've ever come to?
Oh, no. Me and Harley have been to several conventions.
Yeah, many.
Well, we had a blast here at today's ZipCon. We got to meet so many great people, we got to meet a lot of cosplayers, and we got a lot of great footage of the merchandise. But I gotta say, it has come to an end. So, for everyone here at Goofing Off, I'm Mike Delagrange saying, see you later, guys.
Thank you for watching this week's show.
If you miss our show or want to see more content, be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube page, and be sure to check out our Instagram. I'm Brendan O'Hara.
And I'm Andrea Ash. Thank you for taking the time to goof off with us.
I will leave it at that. And I'm not the one who made the joke. There's someone else. Andrea, you can
Beat Horton, here's a beat.
What?
This program was produced by ZTV at the University of Akron. To find out how you can make Emmy-winning media, visit the UA School of Communication online. ZTV. Make media. Make a difference.